Welcome everyone, this is Spirit, and we accomplished the channel redemption goal to force me to do just chatting for 1 hour. And we're gonna start right now. We have the timer. I'm not really good at just chatting, so forgive me. Sexy, thank you so much for the topic discussions. I really do appreciate that, because I'm probably gonna run out of things to say. So yeah, if you guys have questions and stuff, or if you want me to talk about something, video game related things, I'd appreciate that. And no, I'm not gonna delay me talking just because I want to run out the time, but stop the cap. So first and foremost, let's say hello to everybody in chat. I'm gonna need some music because the music's really gonna be helping a bit. So Sexy, congratulations on being first to the channel. Mrs. Fuzzy Nuts, good to see you here. My day was okay, thank you for asking. My day was okay. Just had to do a couple things here and there, but for the most part, it was good. All right, so I see Sexy has some chat topics. Let's get into them. King Sat the Raj, good to see you, buddy. Let me give you a shout out. So we'll do this for like an hour, right? We'll do this for an hour, and then we'll see what we could do afterwards. Like if we're gonna continue doing 3, or if we're gonna be playing something else. You don't know, but so chat topics. What and why is gaming consoles XYZ your favorite? Okay, let's start with that. Fang83, welcome in. Good to see ya. We're doing just chatting for 1 hour. Community has completed the challenge. 40,000 points to make me talk for 1 hour just chatting. Now, there's a lot of really good, talented people who do just chatting like it's second nature to them. I'm not one of those people. So this is funny as fuck. Because I talk and stream. I do talk and stream, but it's like during when I'm gaming and stuff. So it's usually when I'm playing video games, I can talk more naturally than just sitting in front of a camera and talking to you guys. Talking to you guys. No, I'm not trying to hit you guys. I'm communicating with visual motions to the camera. So, all right. So the first question, my favorite consoles and why is it my favorite? I would say, honestly, my answer is leaning towards like the GameCube, but that's because I played the GameCube a lot. But the truth of the matter is I didn't have much memories with the GameCube other than like games like Wind Waker, Smash Brothers Melee. Those are games that I have fond memories with, but truth of the matter is I've only like really appreciated the GameCube recently. Beanie Cat's here. Oh my god, it's you, Beanie Cat. Good to see you. Yeah, no, you didn't miss much, man. We're honestly just starting right now, so like we're only like 3 minutes into this, so you didn't miss much. I would have to say the Super Nintendo really impressed me as a kid. The Super Nintendo really, I gotta say, like games like the Donkey Kong Country, the Donkey Kong Country trilogy and Yoshi's Island really impressed me. And I gotta say, because of those games, the Super Nintendo console is like my favorite because of those games. I know that there's other games like Contra 3, Link to the Past, but the other half of the lifespan of Super Nintendo, when I'm talking about like 1993 to 1996, the games that were coming out around that era, around that time, really impressed me. Super Metroid, Super Mario RPG, Donkey Kong Country Trilogy, Yoshi's Island, games like that, Star Fox for the original Super Nintendo, those games really made an impression on me. And I'm not to say like the first 3 years of the Super Nintendo's lifespan wasn't impressive. Like we got games like Super Mario World, Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat. You know, games like that really made a really big foundation for like in the gaming culture, in the gaming industry as a whole. So like, especially like Street Fighter 2. Let me lower the volume a bit. I don't know if it's too loud, but yeah, Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat. I remember playing Mortal Kombat, the first one, and I was having such a blast playing with my brother and his friends and getting my ass kicked. And then whenever my brother, because by the way, y'all know, like the Super Nintendo was my brother's originally. So of course my brother would come over and we would play Mortal Kombat, and he would bring his friends over and I would be playing with his friends and his friends would kick my ass at the game. And then like when my brother was not there, I would bring my friends over and we would play Mortal Kombat and I would still get my butt kicked. So the funny question, because this was like the Super Nintendo version of Mortal Kombat, so every time you would punch the character, like this gray thing would come out of like the character's body, and we're like, what the hell is this gray substance is coming out of like the character's body? Every time you punch the character, like these gray little things come out of their bodies, and like, and we're like, someone, like one of my friends said like, that's probably like gray blood. I'm like, what? Gray blood? How can blood be gray? So that's what we thought. Like we were laughing so hard. But essentially, someone mentioned a long time ago that was actually sweat, because like the Super Nintendo version of Mortal Kombat was censored as all hell. So unfortunately, we couldn't see blood in the first game, but in the second game, there was blood for Mortal Kombat 2. But yeah, so the first question is Super Nintendo is my favorite console, mainly because Yoshi's Island is on it. Yoshi's Island is my favorite game, and it'll never ever change. Unless someone makes a game exactly like that, but better, Yoshi's Island for Super Nintendo will always be my game. I don't play that game often now because I've kind of like I've done like 100% playthrough. I've done a speed run of the game. So I don't want to play it to the point where I'm going to get bored of it. So now, I mean, I would like to play the game again, but the next time I'm probably going to be playing that game, maybe if I want to do like another speed run or whenever my birthday comes around. So if you see me playing Yoshi's Island for Super Nintendo, it's either because I want to speed run the game or it's my birthday. All right, sexy with the topics. So his next question, and yeah, if you guys have any questions, please by all means. I'm reading his. I'm gonna pin his comment so I can get to you guys' questions as well. Mrs. Fuzzy Nut says you got home about an hour ago, so you cannot complain. Well, getting home is the best part of the day, and I'm happy you're home. Oh, I always like to ask how you doing, of course. I mean, I like to ask everyone how they're doing, so I'm glad y'all are here. Rod says NES is his favorite gaming system. It was the main game system growing up. You love the pixel-based graphics. Yeah, I love the pixel art, like back then and even now. It still holds up. Like 8-bit graphics, 16-bit graphics still holds up today. Basically like 3D games from like the Nintendo 64, PS1, Dreamcast era, even GameCube, OG Xbox, like some graphics do not hold up today. I hate to say that, although I don't care for that. Like, I don't really care that they don't hold up, because I just care if the game's fun, right? That's really all I care about. But so, you know, but 8-bit consoles and 16-bit consoles, the game's graphics really holds up till this day. I have seen a couple like Super Nintendo games, like NES games that look like shit. For example, Captain Novaland for Super Nintendo is like one of the ugliest games I've ever got the displeasure of ever noticing. And that's like a 16-bit console. You know, that's on a 16-bit console. NES, I don't remember. So honestly, when it comes to NES games that look ugly, practically like the whole Action 52 catalog of games, all those games are freaking, they're ugly. They're just ugly graphics. Fang83, welcome in. Good to see ya. Oh yeah, I mean the guy's very talented. I'm gonna link his channel, and he commissions like his own composition. I don't think there's barely any copyright. So like he basically makes music for gamers, but you know, I'm hoping this guy, like, I want this guy to work on video games. I don't know if he ever got like an opportunity to work on video games, but he's so talented. He's so talented enough that like game companies should hire him. Like, I'm not saying he's the next T Lopez, but he's really, you know, he has his own unique style. And if you're someone that like likes Jet Set Radio soundtracks, he does that kind of stuff. And you know, this is the type of music I could definitely do like just chatting stuff with. I could definitely do just chatting with this kind of music. It helps me. It definitely helps me. Yeah, Beanie, I'm sorry, man. You know, usually Twitch notifications usually go out like 10-15 minutes right after I hit the go live button, you know? Cav, welcome in. Good to see you. I'm so happy to see you. How you doing today? They had to open with a bang. The Genesis was already out for a year and was gaining traction so much that Nintendo was so slowly losing their foothold as the dominant game publisher in the US. Yeah, honestly, Super Nintendo, when they came through, Super Mario World and F-Zero as launch titles, holy crap. Like F-Zero, I still play to this day. I love F-Zero. That's why like I've been fiending for another F-Zero game, or like an F-Zero GX game, because I'm such a huge fan. I love that series. Although I'm not good at the series. Excuse me. Although I'm not good at like racing games, I just love everything about F-Zero. It's such a really fun and just a fun overall game. As a racer, you know, usually racers, you got to go with the simulation. You have to make it more realistic, but F-Zero doesn't take itself seriously, but at the same time you feel the sense of speed, and I do love that. Fuzzy Nuts says it was jizz. It's all good. Was it hot? What was hot? Yeah, Dango's gonna have to teach me how to do just chatting, because I am definitely not good at it. Hopefully I'm doing good. I mean, 15, like we're almost at 15 minutes, so the time is running. The time is, you know, the time do fly. Raj says Super Mario World was the first Super Nintendo game, and after it was all done, was still the best Super Nintendo game. Oh yeah, I gotta say, Super Mario World, I love it so much. I love it. I'm always torn in between Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World, which one I prefer to play, or which one I have favorite, like I prefer better. but it's hard. It's because they're both really good in their own ways. Like those two are like prime example Nintendo games that are just flawless in so many ways, masterpieces in so many ways. So you know, like Super Mario Bros. 3, you don't even think it's an 8-bit game. You just play it and it's freaking phenomenal. The only flaw that I have with Super Mario World is that you don't get as many like power-up items as you have in Super Mario Bros. 3. That's the only downside to like Super Mario World. But the truth of the matter is, the soundtrack, the gameplay, the world is so colorful and vibrant in Super Mario World that it's just so fun to be in that world. I mean, if Super Mario Bros. 3, let's just say like if Super Mario Bros. 1 was Super Mario Bros. 3, holy shit. That console would have sold like triple the numbers. But we got Super Mario Bros. 1, what the game that it was, and people loved it. I mean, it's a great game. It was a good game. It is a good game. I personally believe Super Mario Bros. 1 is too hard for my liking. Super Mario Bros. 2 is like more of my pace. I really do like the American version of Super Mario Bros. 2. But yeah, Super Mario Bros. 3 was a combination of the two, like the first two Mario Bros. Games. And I felt it was super balanced. Super Mario Bros. 3. Awesome, Dave H. Yeah, support the guy. I mean, listen, that's like one content creator I definitely want more people to find out about. Okay, let's see what other Sexy. By the way, I really appreciate you with the topics because I needed the help. You know what, Sexy, would you like to be a moderator? If no, that's fine. You know, you're not obligated, but if yes, I'd be happy to put you on board. All right, so another question. So what was my most nostalgic game? Okay. Wow, that's a good question. Nostalgic. I think I had a lot of sense of wonder and curiosity when I was playing Banjo-Kazooie for Nintendo 64. Now, nostalgia, yes, I had nostalgia, but the problem was I had a bad memory with it to go along with it. So I think some of y'all might know the story. I've said it a couple times, but I don't mind saying it again. But my mother back in the day, she ate like this pizza. I don't know if it was spoiled or if something was up with, like something fishy was up with that pizza that she ate. But she got so sick, she had to go to the doctor. She actually went to the hospital. This was back in 1998, right? So after the school, my father picks me up from school. He tells me that my mother's in the hospital. We drive to the just imagine me, like I'm like 9 years old, right? 8, 9 years old. I'm coming from school. I'm tired as shit. I didn't have a good day at school. My father comes and he tells me my mom's in the hospital. The combination of feelings and emotions all accumulating into one small being of a person, myself included. So I go to the hospital. I see my mom. She doesn't look all that great because of the pizza, but she's holding my hand. She's telling me I'm gonna be okay. My mother tells my father on the side, take. I was about to say my real name. I was about to say my government name, but no. Let's just say, so my mom said to my father, go take Spirit to Blockbuster. Go let him rent a video game or something so he won't have to worry too much. So we went to Blockbuster, and I think this was like a Thursday night or something. I'm not sure. I don't remember the day, but I see Banjo-Kazooie, and I'm like, this was a game I really wanted to check out because, you know, you see the commercials, you see the magazines, and you're like, I really wanted to play this game. So over the weekend, I'm playing Banjo-Kazooie, I literally forgot that my mother was in the hospital. I was having so much fun. I was having such a blast. This game was freaking awesome. I loved it. So like, so Sunday morning, no, Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, my mom comes back from the hospital, and we only had like one TV. So the moment like she came into the door, I saved the game, I closed the console, I let her watch TV, you know, because we only had one TV, and it was by the living room, and she needed to lay down. So I was just basically just happy, although I was having so much fun with Banjo-Kazooie, and like that kind of experience, it's hard to duplicate that kind of experience just playing a game like that, because that made me, I think that was one of the games that made me into such a big fan of like 3D collectathon games like Super Mario World, Super Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, Yooka-Laylee, Rayman 2, you know, games like that from that era made me such a big fan. But I was so happy to see my mom coming back from the hospital, because it's scary, you know, like having food poisoning from pizza. It's crazy. So yeah, whenever people say what was my most nostalgic game, it's usually Banjo-Kazooie or Yoshi's Island. But that story is always it like I kind of have to like explain why it came to that point, because the situation with my mom having food poisoning and I'm crying like a fucking dog. So it's like kind of like a bittersweet story, like some sad parts to it, some happy parts to it. But yeah, whenever I talk Banjo-Kazooie, I always think about that memory. Like, you know, like eventually I was gonna play Banjo-Kazooie maybe like a year later or something, or maybe I would have bought it a year or 2 years later down the road, but because of what had occurred, it made me rent the game, and I had so much fun with the game. But then at the same time, I'm thinking about, damn, I want my mom to come home, you know. So it's like it's a combination of feelings, right? It's a combination of shit. I'm having so much fun, but my mama's at the hospital. Sorry, getting a little emotional right there. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk soundtrack! Yo, I love this game so much. I love Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I love this fucking game so much, man. This soundtrack is top notch, top tier. Beanie Cat, right? Beanie Cat, if you don't agree with me, if you don't agree that this soundtrack is top tier, I don't know. I'm gonna be surprised as all hell. Rod says Super Mario World is better than old Super Nintendo games. I love Yoshi's Island. I'm not gonna say Yoshi's Island is better than Super Mario World, but that's my game. So in a moment, in an instant, I'm gonna have to kind of disagree, but that's only because I'm biased. That's only because I'm biased. But yeah, Super Mario World 1, I mean, wait, there was a second Super Mario World game, Yoshi's Island, but like Super Mario World was such a big game, such a revolutionary game. So it did so much for the gaming industry. So Sexy also asked a question for us. What music am I listening to at the moment? Oh my god. Okay. Let me open up my Spotify. I can't play any Spotify music. I can only play the music that we're listening to right now. Just a moment. Are you ready enough? Okay, so let's see. I've been listening to New Found Glory the song All Downhill From Here. I just love that song so much. There is this song called Static by Steve Lacy. Lassie? I don't know. It's Lacy. So this guy is like, how I've known about this guy was through, ironically enough, through TikTok. So if y'all know the song Bad Habit, I wish I knew, I wish I knew, I wish I knew you wanted me, I wish I knew, I wish I knew you wanted me. What you do? Well, what you do? Made a move, could've made a move, made a move. Gotta be with you. Is it too late to pursue? I bite my tongue, it's a bad habit. So yeah, that's not the song that I'm listening to, but that's called Bad Habit. I do love that song a lot. It's actually pretty catchy. But the song called Static from Steve Lacy, it's more so like a piano piece. It's like a piano composition. I've always been like into like pianists that play compositions really well, and it's such a good song. It's not like a song you'd hear in the clubs or on the radio, but it's so good. I really do like it a lot. There's this other song called Fade Into You by Mazzy Star. I don't know why I forgot about the song, but this song like punches, it kind of punches me in the gut. It's so sentimental. It's so heartwarming, you know. It's like a song you would hear like at a diner or something. It's so good. Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up. 311 Down. That song called that 90s song Finally by CC Penningston. Finally, it happened to me right in front of my face. I cannot hide it. Finally, it has happened to me right in front of my face. Some these reds can't deny it. Meeting Mr. Right, man on my dreams. Wanna show me true love? Yeah, it seems. I don't know the whole lyrics, but I love that song, man. My mom and I, we would sing it in the car, like we back in the 90s. So that's a nostalgic song for me, you know. SOS by Good Charlotte. I've been listening to like the first album of Good Charlotte, if anybody remembers that band. I've been listening to like old Linkin Park music and like the new tracks that's coming out from the new album. Heavy as the Crown is kind of a good song, you know. It's just like listening to like new Linkin Park material, even though the new female vocalist is really talented and really good at what she's doing. It just makes me wish that Chester Bennington was the one singing these new songs, you know. I really do miss that guy. Fall Out Boy. I've been listening to Fall Out Boy. Like the first two albums. The first two albums was practically peak Fall Out Boy for me. I do still listen to like their newer stuff, but like the first 2-3 albums was great. I've been listening to Gavin DeGraw. Who knows of that guy? Like the songs that I've been listening to is from his catalog: Chariot, I Don't Want to Be. And honestly, that's really it. I haven't really been listening to a lot of like music. When I put Spotify, when I'm driving and I put Spotify in the background and I shuffle the music, I just basically listen to whatever's on. But if the question is honestly, if like what I'm like legitimately listening to on and on again, those are usually the songs or the albums that I've been listening to I like religiously. You've been listening to pro wrestling themes? Yo, which one's your favorite? I gotta go with Edge and Triple H's theme. Stone Cold, the Disturbed version. All right, so in terms of like video game OST soundtracks, right? Let me catch up with some people's comments. Raj says most nostalgic game for me is Maniac Mansion on NES. Dude, I would really want to play that one. Someone on Twitter is actually making a spiritual successor to Maniac Mansion. I forgot what it was called, but it's there, man. If you Google like spiritual successor to Maniac Mansion, you will probably find it. So yeah, so someone's like actually legitimately making a spiritual successor to that game. It's not the same developer. It's like a totally different version. So, you know, big fan. Oh, Fuzzy Nuts, you're welcome. I do love sharing those stories. Mrs. Fuzzy Nuts says, crazy that in that time it provided safety in a way, and now it brings almost a negative memory. I wouldn't say I don't say it's a negative memory, but like the first part of that story it was a little bit like harsh to remember, but the game definitely provided me safety from knowing that my mom will eventually come back from the hospital. You know, because even like as a young adult, like you never want to see your parents in the hospital, so that's just it's hard to see that, you know. You're gonna see Young Gravy tonight? Is that a concert? What is Young Gravy? That is awesome, man. Enjoy that. Oh, Sexy, I asked you before if you wanted to be moderator, if you want to. I feel like you always help the channel. You help the channel in so many ways, so if you want, it's up to you. No problem. In terms of video game soundtracks, I've been listening to Penny's Big Breakaway OST. T. Lopez worked on that soundtrack. It's so goddamn good. That's really like, honestly, like Jet Set Radio, Bomb Rush, Cyberpunk. Like usually it's those three that I listen to a lot. I love Jet Set Radio. I love Streets of Rage 2 soundtrack. That's really it. I don't really know when it comes to like video game soundtracks. I have posted a couple. Like on my Discord, we post like soundtracks, but like the last video game soundtrack that I posted was kind of like from a shitty ass game. Inspector Gadget Advanced Mission on Game Boy Advance. There was like this one song that we were saying when I was playing that game. We were saying, like, did a 5-year-old compose this shit? Because like, what the fuck is this? And you know, let me play it right now so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. Because I will play you the song that we're talking about. Bitty Cat, you and everyone in chat, you will probably understand what I'm talking about. Here's the song right here. Like, who the fuck wrote this shit? Who composed this song? Come on now. Come on now. Do I play any trading card games? Ooh, that's a great question. I used to play the Pokemon games, the Pokemon trading card games, but me and my friends, we were more so in the side of Yu-Gi-Oh. We used to verse each other at Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and my friend used to annihilate me all the time. I used to suck at that game. So now I play those free-to-play games with those Yu-Gi-Oh free-to-play games. It's called Duel Links. I try to understand how to play the game now. I still don't know how to play these games. Like, but no, I don't play trading card games. I'm mostly, if possible, I would play these trading card games in a simulation type of way, like a video game version of those trading card games, rather than the actual real thing. I think it would be better that way because, you know, if you were to play the trading card games, whatever company you buy trading card games from, like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Dungeons and Dragons, you have to buy them. You have to buy these card packs. They go for like $4 or $5, you know. I'm just not I'm not really so invested into buying cards these days than I used to be when I was younger. But I'm still like more interested, like, to find if I was to ever like go get Pokemon cards, I would still be interested in like holographics and stuff like that. Like epic cards, you know, like those holographic tinfoil cards. Like I'm still love to see those stuff. I've always been into like holographic stuff. You remember like when the Game Boy Color, when you used to buy that game back in the day, when you used to buy that handheld and it came in a box, the side of the Game Boy Color box was holographic. I miss that shit. I really do miss that shit. Like, you remember when games used to have holographic cover art? Like specifically, like I remember Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. It was holographic. When you bought that game, it was holographic, and then like a couple years later, they kind of like dumbed it down. Like, not dumbed it down. They basically buckled back and just put like a regular cover for the game, like as usual. But yeah, that holographic version of Crash Bandicoot 3 looks so good. Like, I love the way it looked. I kind of miss that era. Like, you know, you would get a game and it would be holographic and it was so cool. Okay, next question. Non-gaming favorite universe. So what is my non-gaming favorite universe? Wow. You know, like, I'm kind of sort of inclined to say the Spider-Man universe, but how's that even possible? Because like, that universe is basically like New York City. So it's like, how could you even like say that? And I'm from New York City. I'm from New York, so that doesn't make sense. But I would say, honestly, okay, now I gotta shift my answer now, because I would practically say Batman the animated series. I don't know why, but like having everything dark and like the skies is red, it's so incredible, like how they managed to do all that. Yeah, like the Batman animated series was such a bleak show. It was dark and gruesome in some regards, but I love the aesthetic of it. I really do love the world of it. It's, you know, it was so interesting to see that. You know, it's like a world that was never duplicated. Well, it kind of was in Batman for Batman Beyond. Well, you know, it's Batman Beyond. It's like a continuation of the story. Of course they have to do it. But yeah, yeah, like Batman the anime series. I don't know why, I just fell in love with the world, the way that it was. And like when I was playing Batman Vengeance on GameCube, I fell in love with the world all over again. I don't know why. I just did. Raj, I can honestly tell you are very, very highly invested into wrestling. You know, I remember you were posting pictures of you going to conventions. You had like a belt on you, like a replica belt. So it was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer that you are definitely a definite wrestling fan for sure. I do love wrestling myself. I do watch wrestling clips. You know, I love WWF, WWE. When I say WWE, I'm talking like the WWE from like the 2004 to 2008, 2009 era, like the ruthless aggression era. Before it went PC, and then you know, now you have Roman Reigns and all that. I think wrestling kind of got like a resurgence. It definitely got like a resurgence lately, especially with Cody Rhodes. LA Knight definitely brought wrestling back to some degree, but it's never gonna be as awesome as like wrestling from the 90s, the early 2000s. No, like wrestling from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. That was like the time to be a wrestling fan. I'm not saying being a wrestling fan is not the way, but you know, censorship definitely ruined it for most of the part. Like if you want to watch like crazy wrestling, watch AEW. But people say like people are getting really concerned with like AEW with their principles and like how wrestlers should be wrestling in the ring and how much damage or how much blow to the part of your body you could take as a wrestler. So like AEW needs like they definitely do need some evaluation as a company to set some principles, some regulations, because some of the practices are very dangerous what they're doing. So yeah, if anybody has a question, if anyone else has questions, we have like about 18 more minutes. You could ask me questions about me streaming or like life questions. If it's a little bit too personal, I might have to like say I can't answer that. But you know, any questions you guys have, by all means. Oh yeah, I love this song. Holy shit. All right, no problem, Sexy. I would definitely be happy to make you a mod for sure. I'll do it after the stream. I'll do it after the stream. Can't stop the rod says my ringtone is Adam Cole's All About the Boom. All About the Boom. No, I don't know that theme song. I gotta listen to it later, but yeah. Your kids play the Joe Hendry theme, and that means it's time to brawl. Haha. That's so cool. You got a wrestling family. It's awesome. I kind of wish like, well, I know my mom was never into wrestling. I had nobody in my family that even cared about wrestling. I had a friend like from school. We basically would call each other on the phone line, right? We would call each other while we're watching freaking WWF. And we would be like, yo, did you see that wrestler? Like that kick that he made? Like we would be on the fucking phone line. So I forgot how long SmackDown and Raw was. Like I think it was like an hour, 2-hour show, right? 2-hour show. So we will be on for the most part. So I remember like when SmackDown used to be on Thursday nights. Not sure, Thursday nights. And we would basically call each other and talk about the show. But you know. Sorry guys, let me drink for a second. I'm a little bit quenched a bit. It is a banger. Oh my god, yes, Dave H. Dave H, welcome in. So I didn't notice you, my friend. I apologize. Please accept my apology. Good to see you, buddy. So good to see you. So good to see you. I I was big into trading card games in the 2000. Rod says for wrestling, WWE Wrestling called Raw Deal, amazing game, but it ended around 2008. Yeah, man, I wish I was more into. So when it comes to trading card games, I kind of stopped collecting, and I gave my collection to my nephew, and my nephew sold those cards. So like I don't know, I really didn't want those cards anymore. My Pokemon cards, I just had no reason to have them anymore. I wasn't really interested in it. There was nothing of value, to be honest, for me to keep them. Oh god, Crash Bandicoot 3 is my childhood. So like, I had that game when I was like, you know, very busy with school, had so much homework and stuff. So like the only time I can ever play Crash Bandicoot 3 was on a Sunday. The whole week, I'm doing homework. I'm coming home from school like 5:30, 6 o'clock. By the way, I don't know if y'all know, but like, I went to a Jewish school, so like I was at school at 7 in the morning, coming home at 5:30 p.m. because I had to learn secular studies, and then the judicial studies as well. So there's double the fun, right? Double the homework, double the fun, right? So the Dango, did Dango come? Why is my Dango's in the chat? Welcome in, buddy. Yeah, we're doing just chatting for 1 hour. 1 hour. We completed a goal to force me to talk. Everybody wants to force me to say things, and I'm talking about stuff. Sexy was really helpful with the topic discussions. I really do appreciate that. But yeah, anyways, so the only time I could ever play Crash Bandicoot 3 was on a Sunday, and like, you know, I could only have like maybe a couple hours to play, and then whenever my father decides to watch TV, like, mind you, I only had one TV in the whole house. In the whole house, we only had one TV. So like my PlayStation was plugged into that TV, and that's where my parents watch TV as well. So if my father decides, like, let's just say bringing up an example, right? Let's just say I'm in the middle of a boss battle. Playing Crash Bandicoot 3, right? My father wants to watch TV. Guess what happens? I have to close the console. There's no like, no 5 minutes. You know, you do it now. Close the game console, where they said the game console. You close that game console, and I want to watch my TV series, my TV shows. Listen, with no discipline, how are you gonna be a functional adult, right? But god damn it, I wanted to beat that boss. I want to be, so that, I think the boss that I was like in the middle of. Does anybody know the time boss, with the futuristic boss with the time? He has like the clock in Crash Bandicoot 3. He has like the clock on his shoulders or on his stomach. I forgot what his name was, but that was the boss where I had to like end the game there, and I couldn't save. Now, I lost a little bit of progress, but you know. Listen, I can always come back to Crash Bandicoot 3, but I only have one dad, and I have only one mom. Oh no, I don't think it was N Trophy. Was it N Trophy? Let me see. Hold on. N Trophy?
Are you ready?
Let me check it out. Yes, that was him. N Trophy. Yes. So that was the boss where you had to like jump. So he makes platforms by like pounding the ground or something, and he pounds it with this electrical weapon that he has in his arm. He makes platforms for you. You have to jump on the platforms. The platforms are very small, so if you miss, you have to do the whole boss over again. And I kept falling down into the pits. So yeah, that was definitely a moment where I really wanted to beat that boss. But yeah, that was the boss. Yeah, that was the boss that had the clock on his chest. Yes. Rod says your favorite universe is pro wrestling. I love wrestling. I really do. Sexy says, oh, I love the atmosphere of Batman. The anime series is amazing. It really puts you in a Batman mood. It does. It really does. Like the whole atmosphere is so seldom and so, I'm not gonna say quiet. It's a combination of quiet and chaos all at once. Like one moment that whole world is quiet and mysterious, and then suddenly the world becomes chaotic with Joker and his henchmen trying to destroy the city and Batman and everything. So it's like, you know, you're huge Star Wars fans. I'm really trying to get into Star Wars. I'm really trying. I did not have good exposure to Star Wars. I watched the second episode in episode 5. Episode 5 was Force Awakening, right? So those were the only 2 Star Wars film that I watched. That belt is my TORG Retro Gaming Championship. I got to defend in November 2nd at TORG Gaming Expo. Oh, you're going to defend it. I wish you luck on that, Raj. I really do. You are a big AEW fan. I never got a chance to watch it. I know Edge is there. So I don't really know too much about that. I try to get back into wrestling, and it's kind of hard for me. That's what I'm doing this month, is streaming the games I got to play. Bad part is there are 2 puzzle games I suck at. Puzzle games, Tetris 2 and Mean Bean Machine. I suck at puzzles. I'm not good. You are way better than I am with puzzles than I am. Raj says, he asked the question, I know you had a Game Boy, but have you ever owned another portable game system like Game Gear? Yes. Game Gear is what I had. So my brother had the original Game Boy, and he had the Sega Game Gear. On the Sega Game Gear, the games that he had was Batman Returns for Sega Game Gear. Sonic 2. Sonic 2 was such a hard ass game. I could never beat it back in the day. And that's really it. I think those are the only 2 games that he had. All right, I'm gonna show you a different soundtrack. Penny's Big Breakaway. I love this game. We're gonna do a playthrough of this game. I played this off stream, but really do like it. So those are the handhelds that my brother had, but then later on I started getting handhelds myself. I got the Game Boy Color back in the day. I got the Atomic Purple one. I really want to get the Atomic Purple Game Boy Color again in the box with the holographic slide on the side that says Game Boy. So I definitely want to get that. I've been looking on eBay for how much it costs to get the Game Boy Color in the box, Atomic Purple in the box with the holographic slide on the side that says Game Boy, and it's like $280, and I'm like, dude, I can never afford this shit. Like that would make a perfect birthday present for me. I freaking want that so bad. I have Game Boy Color games. I have Game Boy games. I have a shit ton of Game Boy games. I have a shit ton of Game Boy Color games. I have a shit ton of Game Boy Advance games. I do have the Game Boy Player with the disc for the GameCube, but I do not have a Game Boy Color. I don't have a Game Boy Advance. I was stupid enough. Okay, you know, stupid is a very harsh word. I made the rational decision to sell my Game Boy Color and my Game Boy Advance because I wanted to pay some books that I had in college. I wish I never did that. I really wish I never. I really wish, like, those books in college. What the fuck did they do for me in life? Like, what the fuck did they do for me? They didn't do shit. At least Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance, like, they made me happy and shit. Like, you know? Seriously, dude. Cha, dude. I never had a Nintendo DS. I never had that. But when I noticed years down the line that there was going to be a new Yoshi's Island game for the 3DS, I had to get a 3DS to play this game. That was the game that made me want to buy a 3DS handheld thing. So I got it. I got it because of that game. And then I bought Pokemon X and Y. I don't even know if I have Pokemon Y. I have Pokemon X. Pokemon Moon sucked. I'm sorry. Pokemon Moon sucked the fuck out of the fun. I didn't like Pokemon Moon. If anyone here likes Pokemon Moon, it's fine. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that game. And then I kind of stopped with Pokemon. Honestly, when it comes to Pokemon games, I have the Pokemon games up until like I don't have any of the Nintendo DS Pokemon games. I don't have any of the Nintendo DS Pokemon games. And fuck, man, like, honestly, there was a time when like Pokemon Diamond in the box was like $20. 20 godforsaken dollars. You could get the Pokemon Diamond, the game cartridge, the game manual, the box, the actual box, none of the printed covers that you see on some of the eBay listings. Like, you get the Pokemon box, Pokemon cover, game cartridge, the game. You get everything for $20. I passed on it. Now Pokemon Diamond, I don't know if that's like one of the best Pokemon games or one of the worst ones, but now it's like $150. I'm not gonna pay you $150. Fuck that. You know what I'm gonna do eventually, if there ever is like a Nintendo DS EverDrive or whatever, or if I can emulate old Nintendo DS games, I'm just gonna do that. I'm not gonna feel guilty about that. Cobb asked a really, really, really great question. Cobb, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry I didn't get to your question yet. Cobb asked, the Cobalist asked the question, 10 years from now, do you still plan on streaming, or are you aiming to move on eventually? I love gaming. I don't plan to not stop. It's hard. Okay. It's hard. It seems like it's almost impossible to give up streaming, because like streaming is always gonna be here, right? But it really depends on like how I grow on Twitch, right? Let's just say like in the future things start happening and I start getting opportunities to make money, and I have to set aside time, right? Or it really comes down like, if I'm making money on Twitch, that if I can still be doing this, I hate to say this, I love streaming. Like, genuinely, I do love streaming. I love to connect. But from 10 years from now, I'm gonna be like a certain age, right? I'm not gonna be at where I'm at right now. I'm gonna be older, of course. So things are gonna be different in 10 years from now. I want to keep streaming. I definitely want to keep streaming. I don't want to stop. The only time I ever stopped streaming when I took the hiatus was because there was negative people in my life on stream that was definitely discouraging me from streaming. I don't know. I don't know if I give off this vibe where some people just want to fuck with me, but truth of the matter is, I'm very sensitive. So yes, I'm gonna have a guard up. I'm gonna have that shield up. That shield is gonna be up. So I'm fortunate enough to have people that really genuinely care about me, and you know, that don't want like a specific kind of agenda. Like they don't want a specific type of like stream out of me, because that makes them laugh. That makes them feel better about themselves. I like legit have some people that like genuinely care to be here, and you know, like yeah, I'm gonna rage at video games, right? But I'm not. I don't want to do it because that's funny to certain people. Like I'm doing it because it's funny, because I know I'm pissed off at the game, not because someone is very interested in me raging. But for the most part, like raging, I rage at games because they're truly genuinely hard. They're hard games. They're definitely hard games. They're definitely hard games and stuff. And we reached 1 hour. We actually just chatted for 1 hour, but we can still keep going. Yeah, we did it! Yay! We did it. But yeah, I definitely do plan on streaming. I hate to say this, but like to stream, because like, you know, when you're streaming, you're putting hours into it, right? And for me to like keep, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna stream because I'm not receiving a certain goal, or I'm not able to make money out of this. That's not what I'm saying. It's just like, if I was to keep streaming for certain hours, you know, from 10 years from now, let's just say maybe I'll get really busy and stuff in life. So like, to kind of justify me being on stream, I would have to, you know, make a certain goal, like, you know, make something happen out of this, right? Like sub goals or financial goals to allow me to keep streaming certain hours. But if I cannot achieve those goals, then yeah, I'll still be streaming, but it's not gonna be like 5, 6, 8 hours. It's gonna be like maybe 2, 3, 4 hours. But you know, that's depending on how we can grow as a community. You know, I always believe that people, if they want to give it to you, you'll have to earn people's donos and stuff, donations, gift subs. You'll have to earn their trust for them to want to subscribe, right? Or you have to you have to have like really good emotes for people to want to subscribe to. I gotta work on emotes too. I don't know. I think the emotes that I have are good, but you know, it could be better. What about professional sports? When I was a kid, I used to be heavily into soccer, and I used to be on a soccer team in my school. I played the goalie. I swear to God, this one time, this kid, he kicked the ball so freaking hard. It landed on my stomach. It took the wind out of my breath. I don't know how I'm still standing, guys. I'm lucky to still be here, guys. I felt like Homer Simpson, like when he was like the guy at the concert, and he was having all these cannonballs hitting him in the gut. That's how I felt that day when the kid in my school kicked the soccer ball in my stomach. It hurt like shit. Dango Rango, welcome in, buddy. Let me give you a shout out, buddy. Sorry, I should have gave you a shout out like a long time ago. But yeah, if anyone doesn't know, Dango Rango is a really fantastic streamer. He's streaming Final Fantasy VII. He's very talented. He's one of the people that I do I inspire to do just chatting because of Dango Rangus. But no, I don't play fantasy football. I honestly, I don't play. I do like basketball, like to play basketball, but I haven't played basketball. I haven't really done any sports. I'm very out of shape. I'm very, very out of shape, to be honest. Like the only thing I ever done like physically was walk a lot. That's all I ever did. I just walked a lot. Sexy says your favorite movies is 1, Phantom Menace, 2, Attack of the Clones. Oh, you're telling me the episodes? Yeah, so okay, so when I was a kid, or well, so I watched the first Star Wars movie I ever watched was Attack of the Clones. Yes, that was the first one I ever watched. I didn't know shit. I didn't know what was going on in the movie, but like my brother was going out with his friends. His friends invited me over to see the movie, and I'm like, bro, I have nothing better to do. So I went to go freaking see the movie. And so Force Awakening. So sorry, not Empire Strikes Back. I never watched that. So I watched episode 2 and episode 7, Force Awakens. Those were the 2 movies that I ever watched. So Attack of the Clones and Force Awakens was the only Star Wars movies I ever watched. I didn't watch anything else after that. Bitty Cat fiercely taking notes. Bitty Cat, you don't have to give me anything, man. Your loyalty, you being here, you supporting me is just enough, man. I can't believe like you really care about my streams. You legitimately freaking care so much. It's like, I don't know, man. It's really cool. I can't say more about that. It's just really cool to have someone that really genuinely cares. I mean, everybody here cares, but like BD Cat's been here like for like 4 years now. Holy shit, dude. Like it's crazy. It's really crazy. Kaz says, funny you mention it. You're playing Pokemon Ultra Sun right now. You're playing it right now? Yeah, not my favorite so far. Gens 4 and 5 are the best for me. Yeah, I never got to play Pokemon Gen 4 or Gen 5. Well, when it comes to Pokemon games, I think next up we definitely want to start playing like Pokemon Red and Blue. If I find a way on how to like collect older Pokemons, because I have to emulate them, right? I can't play them authentically. So yeah, I can't like, the only way I could play Pokemon and stream Pokemon is to stream to emulate them. So I think next up, like if we're talking Pokemon games, like what to play next, it's probably gonna be Gen 1, because we did Gen 2 in the summer. So Gen 1, and then I want to go to Gen 3, and then afterwards we do the DS games like Gen 4, Gen 5. If I could find a way to stream Pokemon X, I would definitely like to play that one. Raj says, I like Pokemon Sun, but just up to the ending. I didn't do any of the post endings or online battling stuff. I'm simple. I'm a Pokemon Yellow simp. Never got to play Pokemon Yellow. Never got to play that one. I know that the sprites in that game are different from Pokemon Red and Blue, but here's the situation. Yes, I want to play either Pokemon Red or Blue, but not the American version. I wanna see if I can play Pocket Monster and find an English translation. The reason why is because the Pokemons in that game look scary as shit. Like in the original Pocket Monster game, before it got ported over to American audiences, before it was called Pokemon, it was called Pocket Monster. So I definitely want to play that. And I think there was only Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green, so I'm not sure. I'll let you guys know if I can ever get that running. Thank you, Sexy. I appreciate that. The congratulations on 1 hour just chatting. And if you guys want to see me do more just chatting, let me know, because I never thought people actually cared about me talking and stuff. So I is confused. So you like just chatting, let me know. Maybe it'll help new people come into chat and follow and stuff. Sexy says, my problem is balancing my full-time job and time to stream plus personal time. Yeah, that's the thing. So like I don't know, honestly. I don't know if things will happen that could definitely change my streaming life. But the truth of the matter is, like, in order to like do streaming full time, it's either you have to have people coming through your YouTube channel, or like people really wanting to support you. I'm talking like, you know, raid hypes, people raiding you, people subscribing to you. Like it's gotta be viable, it's gotta be feasible for someone to like make this into like a full-time job. I'm never gonna stop streaming because I've already been doing this for 5 years, so like another 5 years, no problem, man. I love streaming. It's just I also like to grow the community and stuff. I have a hard time, like I really have a hard time networking with people. I don't really know if I'm like an awkward person. I don't think I'm awkward, but I just, there's reasons why like I really want to like collab with like Just the Mess Games or Dango Rangus. Like there's reasons why there's a couple of streamers like I'm like, yeah, I want to collab with them. Compared to like so many others, it's just they give me like a certain vibe that makes me feel like they're not just doing this to get more viewers out of me. They're like legitimately good people that don't care about the metrics. They don't care about the subs. Like, so they're not trying to get something out of me. They just want to grow, and they want to be a part of something really special here. So, you know, I really don't know if I'm in or out of this Twitch circle. I don't know if people really know who I am, to be honest. Like, because like I know you guys definitely know who I am because you watch me. But like when we talk out of my channel, I really don't know if there's other people who even know who Spirit Buddy is. So it kind of hurts because I've been streaming for like 5 years now, but I mean, I really shouldn't let this get to me, but the truth of the matter is, in order to get known, you have to have other people know you to support you, and that's really the truth of the matter is like other streamers should know who you are, but I don't know, I'm not really making the efforts to really go out of my way. I really go out of my way to make you guys happy and shit. Like, you guys, if you guys are entertained and happy and having a good time, that's really all that matters to me, to be honest. I'm not really trying to go out of my way to like see if another streamer wants to collab with me, if some other streamer cares about like who I'm about as a person, if another streamer considers me another streamer deems me as suitable enough, family friendly enough, advertiser friendly enough. Like I don't care about that shit. You guys is what matters. This is the reason why I will keep streaming for 5-10 years in the future. You guys, not because of the other people, other streamers. If other streamers come around the circle and they really dig what I'm about, by all means, I'm all happy to welcome them, and you know. But if other streamers don't really vibe with me because I'm not advertiser friendly enough, if I'm not family friendly enough, or like whatever, I'm not going for that, man. I curse. I say crazy shit on my channel. My humor is different, you know. It's different from other people. Wow, Sexy, you've been following me for 4 months. Awesome, dude. Yes, I have emulated on RetroArch. I emulated RetroArch recently when I was playing that Spider-Man game, Spider-Man and X-Men in Arcade's Revenge. I got the retro achievements from that. I could finish that retro achievements set for Spider-Man and X-Men Arcade's Revenge. But yeah, I only use RetroArch for like Super Nintendo games and NES games and PS1 games. That's really it. Oh, cool, Sexy. You have to go get ready for the concert. Have a awesome stream, Spirit. Thank you so much. Enjoy the concert, and yeah, I'm very happy you enjoyed this just chatting portion of the stream. and enjoy. Let us know, like, next time. Let us know when you come back from the concert how it was. Hell, even message me. Honestly, message me later on. Tell me how it was. All right, so we got the just chatting portion done. Let's do Doom 3. We got to make some progress in Doom 3.